I remember you saying that if I needed any help, you would offer your hand. Quinn then took in a deep breath. I need you to help me with the ghoul problem, the one that you captured the other day. Fex then smiled. I thought as much. He had seen Quinn use his shadow ability. It was an ability that other vampires hadn't used in years. Sooner or later, he would be caught by his family and be sent back. Currently, the whole group had finished their combat classes for the day and were inside Quinn's room. I hate to admit it, Vorden said, but I kind of agree with Layla on this one. What is another vampire doing in this school in the first place? While the others were thinking about what to do, Vorden pulled Quinn off to one side so they could have a private conversation with one another. Hey man, not to add to your worries or anything, Vorden started, but I think we've another problem you should know about. Vorden then went on to explain how a few of Duke's men had come up to Peter in their training session, and how they had asked him to learn the level 4 ability by the end of the week. Then we have no choice, Quinn said. We don't know if Duke is going to keep a closer eye on Peter or what he plans to do. If we don't get Peter off this new diet as soon as possible, then we might have a serious problem on our hands. If it's about trusting the vampire boy or the Duke, I think right now I trust the vampire more. It was a calm day. Quinn stood there opposite Fex, behind the roof door. The door was slightly open as the four of them peeked to have a look at what was going on. Quinn said, We will be waiting just on the other side of that door, and if anything happens to her, we will— I know, Fex said with a yawn. And about the ghoul problem, you promise you'll help us straight after, right? Quinn asked. I already have it sorted, Fex said confidently. Just a fair warning, she knows what you are, so she will be cautious, Quinn replied. Looks like you're breaking rules all over the place, Fex said. I guess it isn't a problem if you plan to turn her eventually. Fex had never seen a vampire break all the rules so casually. There was only one person who was as daring as him, and that was Fex himself. At first, Erin walked slowly, but as she got closer and closer to Fex, she started to walk faster. The closer she got to him, the more annoyed she was at seeing his face. I thought I had already warned you. If you were to mention what you saw in the library, I would teach you a lesson, she shouted. Hearing Erin's words, Fex was a bit confused. He could tell she was angry, but apparently it had something to do with their last meeting. Wait, it couldn't have something to do with that book, could it? As she charged forward, her face had now gone bright red once again, and she pulled out her sword, but suddenly her movement started to slow as she felt something wrapping around her legs and arms. When she looked at Fex, she could see him doing something with his hands. The string-like substance continued to tangle all over her body. Finally, she was completely restricted and could no longer move. Erin was not at the level where she could use the ice abilities with just her mind. She still required small movements with her hands to activate her ability, Fex said. Anyway, hear me out. During my time here, I need a puppet as well as a food source. Now, since you decided to punish me in the library, you have the grace of becoming both of those things.
Want to watch more episodes of my vampire system? Follow Pocket FM Fantasy Chronicles. You can watch the next episode here in the playlist.